everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here with Chris Lipe today, and we're going to do a react of Spencer Sotelo's live sing-through of Wildfire by Periphery.
So there's a lot of firsts here. This sing-through is the very first time Spencer has ever sung Wildfire through all the way. It's the first time you're seeing this video. Of course, I filmed it, so I've already seen it, but I'm really excited to show you and see your reaction to this. And Spencer's one of your favorite vocalists. You've been inspired by him for years and years.
He's one of the reasons why this YouTube channel exists.
You know, one of the reasons why you sing and one of the reasons why you teach.
Absolutely.
If you'd like to go deeper with Lauren and figure out how your voice works, especially in the context of harsh vocals, this genre in particular, and all the things that you've seen her do on her channel, click the link below and join the new free warm-ups course. What's it called?
How to Awaken Your Inner Monster. So links in the description. Make sure to check it out.
All right. Let's do it.
This is actually my first react at all ever on YouTube. I've never really done a react before, and I know you guys have been begging me to do a react, so I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to do that.
Well, what more fitting song than Spencer's Wildfire? So you don't really know how this is going to go. This is the first time you will have sung this all together.
All the way through from start to completion. This upcoming Under Oath tour is the first time that I'll have done it with the band. So this is happening before that.
So you're practicing.
This is practice for the tour, essentially.
It's all the same.
This is like the most grueling and scary thing to do, right? Live in studio.
Just singing over a backing track that's quieter, and it's just everything's out there for everyone to see, or for everyone to hear, rather.
You compose as you record.
Yeah.
So, you know, taking the first verse 70,000 times until you get just exactly the way you want to do things. And how do you translate that? Doing what you do in the studio to now trying to sing it all the way through in one pass.
A lot of times it's just trial and error, and you know, I'm going to meet up with the guys to practice a week before this tour, so I'll get all the wiggles out then, and then just, you know, hammering it every night live and just working out exactly how it should be done.
That's a deceivingly hard line to sing, that chorus, how much everything's jumping around.
Have you ever gone to workshop something for live and gone, oh, shouldn't have done that on the record. I don't know if I can ever do that live. Or have you always been able to pull through?
There have been parts like that in stuff where I've realized that ahead of time before we play it live. That's why we've never played the song Frog and Bullfish live.
Oh, okay.
There's so much going on vocally and things on top of each other without places for breaths, and cutting out parts would ruin the flow. So it's not a live song, you know, and that's my fault mainly.
Just open things up a little bit, you know?
Cheers, dude.
Oh my god, that's so on brand for
it.
That's
Okay.
funny.
You take the long way to find me. And the time is now. I never would have thought this is the new me. So many people, so many faces left to play around me. You're ready to play dead. I'm ready to face the facing. As I'm falling to pieces, the vultures are feasting. We bring the precipice long way down. Now we'll say this.
So the scream, his tone is just spot on.
It's actually, he's nailing it right now. Like, I mean, I don't even hear any imperfections.
Yeah.
He's killing it.
Yeah. You know, and he wasn't really nervous before this, but it's kind of one of those things. It's like, well, I know I can do this piece by piece, but can I do this all the way through? And especially having it be the very first time. Now, of course, I've seen this, but you're seeing this for the very first time.
Very first time, yeah. I think it resonates with me, the differences between what we do in studio and the recording versus what we do live. And sometimes I look back and I'm like, oh no, I shouldn't have done that on the record. How am I going to do that live? So I totally resonate with that.
Yeah, and you've seen Periphery live dozens of times, and he delivers live also, like in the context of real live. But this is a whole other animal, live in studio, one take, where the microscope is on you.
Right, because when you're in a venue, you're also hearing the room, you're hearing the crowd. So there's a lot of places you can hide
Right.
as a vocalist, because often the band is overtaking the vocals.
Yeah.
So you have a little bit of leeway live, but this, you are central.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're there.
Listen to the detail of some of these pitch screams. I just love his tone.
You take the long way to find me. And the time is now. I never would have thought this is the new me. So many people, so many faces left to place around me.
It's like not a note, but you could almost imply a note. The way he's changing the pitch center, but then there's also a little bit of what you could construe as a note, even though it's not in the key of the song.
It's almost a timbre. Like,
Yeah.
he's not necessarily adding a pitch, but it's a color.
Yeah.
And it's almost like when we speak, we're not necessarily on a pitch, but we
Yes.
still have a tone. And when we get more expressive, our tone goes up.
Yeah.
So you're not singing a pitch, but for me, it's just expression.
Yeah, he does that better than a lot of other screamers.
Absolutely.
And I think a big part of that is because he's such a good singer also.
Yeah.
He takes his singing into his screaming, musical screaming.
You're ready to play dead. I'm ready to face the facing. As I'm falling to pieces, the vultures are feasting. We breathe the precipice, long way down. Now we'll say this. I'm in hell. Past the mark I missed.
Does he have the words? 'Cause I hope he does.
Yes.
Good.
You can actually see in some shots his phone is right down there
Yeah.
on this music stand. Once in a while he'll check it.
That's so me.
Yeah.
I do the same thing.
Right?
Peace of mind.
Mistakes running through my veins. There's a lesson to be learned and I'll heal again. Mistakes cover all the walls. Like the bliss of his patient dome. So it's in like a marionette. Strings on my lips, loop on my neck. That ever low exists within my bed. Counting every misstep till it's time to reset.
So, see, there's his phone. You can see the way that he goes from the mistakes and, going up and down in his pitch center on those screams. When you look at the studio recording, right, of course, those are separate tracks. And he's going in and doing that and doubling it several times. And to be able to switch coordinations like that, that's something special.
My bed, counting every misstep till it's time to reset. Can't feel so low, the love I know, floating on my own. Forward, this, it's all the same. Now, this is a one-way road. Can't feel so low, the love I know, floating on my own. Slower, fast, it's all the same. Now, somebody do it slowly.
That was just okay. So the amount of chromatics just in those melodies alone, to be able to go from screaming and having to sort of like navigate, okay, I have to hit these notes on a chromatic. That is
Yeah.
actually one of the most challenging things. So huge props to Spencer on this track, because they went really jazzy on this new album, and it's not easy vocally to do.
And no pitch correction.
No.
He's not using any pitch correction, any auto-tune on this at all, which
Wild.
is, I mean, that's a good ear, it's good execution, and it's practice.
It is practice.
I know, floating on my own. Slower, fast, it's all the same. Now, somebody do it slowly. Kill me slowly. The past is cutting through me, and all the imperfections they show. Heartbeat haunts me when all the bad times stick, and I don't
some of the speech level things come out more, like, 'cause all the bad times stay, you know, where he starts talking. I mean, he does that on the studio recording some, but it's more accentuated here, if for no other reason than we hear and see him doing it all in one take live. But
I would actually say if he's doing it more live, it's because in those moments as a vocalist, we're recovering. We're resting. That's a rest moment.
Yeah.
Because this song is very much just you're going. There are no places to just take that second to breathe.
Yeah.
So for me, that's a rest moment. If you're just adjusting those small things, okay, I'm going to just shout a little more here. That's a rest.
Sure,
for me.
Sure. You're not having to control pitch. You're not as concerned about tone. You're being natural. Yeah, that's a really good point.
And I don't know what I'm doing here. Most don't know getting out of this. Oh, heartbeat haunts me. 'Cause all the bad times stay. And I don't know what I'm doing here. The streets closing through my veins, like the heroin needle to the end's brain. Bloodstains hanging from the wall. It's a pessimist patient soul. So where I sit like a marionette, a slave to thoughts are like a weight on my chest. An appetite for neither food nor sex. With a malicious intent, I'll take you to the head. Ow!
Notice how much he's connecting his the speech sort of thing there too, right? I mean, he's down and talking and then sort of abandoning into that breakup, as opposed to it just being, at least at the end there, as opposed to it just being like full out scream.
Yeah. And that could be more of a comfort zone for him, like, because when we're doing something live and in one take, you want to live in a place where it is most comfortable for you. Because if you're hitting a spot in your throat over and over and over, and that's not your comfort area, it can actually be a little more detrimental.
Well, even if it is your comfort area, right?
Yeah.
If you're doing the same thing over and over again, hitting the same things the same way for long periods of time, the best way to have the stamina to sing through something like this or to vocalize through something like this is to create as much variety for your vocal tract as possible. And that's, again, what you were talking about resting even in the midst of delivering. That's partially what's going on here. But he's able to do it in a way that sounds great. And you would never know.
And
right?
I think that's a huge skill set to have.
Yeah.
Is, okay, I am resting right now, but you're not going to know about it. Right. That's a goal for sure.
So where I sit like a marionette, a slave to thoughts are like a weight on my chest. An appetite for neither food nor sex. With a malicious intent, I'll take you to the head. Ow!
Proof that it's one take, right?
Here's the proof.
There it is. We haven't stopped anything.
You put the strings on my legs. I put the rope on my neck. You put the strings on my legs. I put the rope around my fucking neck. You put the strings on my legs. Now I'm the one with the rope on my neck. The past is cutting through me, and all the imperfections they show. Heartbeat haunts me.
Notice how much he uses his face in how he sings. That's one of the things that we've talked about a lot, Spencer and I, is he articulates with his face, and a lot of people would say, oh, you're being really tense. Because a lot of times when you see singers try to do things with their face. They're compensating. He's not compensating.
No.
He's guiding. It's part of the character he's exuding.
Yeah, and we talk about that in my course, serving face, and I use that like different face shapes to actually take the brunt and tension off of my throat. So when we allow more resonance in different places in our face and our like nose, that is actually taking the weight off.
Yes.
And you know, singers like Ariana Grande, for example, she uses even some jaw movements as well to just help with the expression and just that variety.
Right.
Yeah.
Past is cutting through me, and all the imperfections they show. Heartbeat haunts me, when all the bad times stick, and I don't know what to do with them. I'm burning like wildfire.
What an amazing turn, like, in a song.
Yeah. And this is what Periphery does so well. Keeps us on our toes.
This is another thing, like, when you're doing this live, you have the interaction with the audience, or, you know, you get a drink. This is hard to do when you know you're being filmed, is just to be sort of rest, right? He has me to weigh that, I suppose.
So these are the moments that we breathe.
Right.
We reset.
Shit's got me sweating.
Yep. Refresh on the lyrics.
The past is cutting through me, and all the imperfections they show. Heartbeat haunts me, when all the bad times stick, and I don't know what to do with them. I'm burning like wildfire. Take me fucking out of this hole. Heartbeat haunts me, 'cause all the bad times stay, and I don't know what I'm doing here.
Felt good about most of that. There's some timing issues, and I think I might have fucked up a lyric or two, but hey, it's rock and roll.
Pretty good for
love
first
that.
run through.
Not bad.
No, I think he should feel really good about that. Honestly. And considering that was his, you know, first time all the way through.
Yeah.
And I totally understand how he was immediately self-critical. Because I'm the same way. It's like, okay, oh my God, okay, what did I do is okay. But it's fine. I mean, I resonate with that for sure.
So have you ever done any one-take lives?
I have. I've done a few. I like to do them for my band's originals because I feel like that's the best place to do it.
Yeah.
So I did one of Red Handed Denial's song called Father Said, and there's so much overlapping in that. So takes that overlap with the next take.
Yeah.
So it was fun to try and sort of calibrate. And that video was actually the first time that I sang it all the way through live.
Right.
So how do we calibrate a studio recording and try and translate that into how to deliver it live is a massive skill in itself.
Well, and if you want to go deeper with Lauren's approach as a vocal teacher, harsh vocals, singing, mindsets, the best place to start is by clicking the link below and joining her free warm-ups course.
How to Awaken Your Inner Monster. See you guys there.